So, Red Bull gave us a chunk of cash to start the game with. What are we going to do with that? Spend it, of course. Let's have a little look at who we've bought. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM81 and this is episode 2 of Die Roten Bull, where we're managing Leipzig out in Germany. Before we jump on in and show you what we spent that Red Bull cash on, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button also to help the channel out. Leave any comments that you have in the box down below. Try and go through as many of those as we can. But the burning question is, what did we do with that cash that Red Bull gave us at the start of the game? Let's jump on into Football Manager and I'll show you exactly what we did with the money. Here we go then, jumping back into Football Manager 2021. You can see that we have now advanced to the 12th of September 2020 and we are at the eve of the German football season. So the big question on everybody's lips was, who would we be buying with the money that we were given by Red Bull? Let's answer that question straight away. If we go into the transfers tab, into our transfer history, we have quite a few players to show you. Everybody from Justin Kluivert and up were already at the club, so ignore those. But the big names that we are going to show you are Thomas Sabitzer. He is a 19-year-old attacking midfielder, striker or right winger. We've bought him to fit in with the under-21 Austrian policy. I think he's a bit of a future development player. He has a 3-star potential ability within our own team, and I think this kid, for the money, is going to develop really well. Tried to find out if he was related to Marcel Sabitzer. Doesn't seem that he actually is, but it's just a little one of those quirks that we will now have 2 Sabitzers that can play on the right wing. If we go back and look at Lazaro, this is a player that really needs no introduction on my channel. I've covered him in the Wonder Kids series and I covered him in depth for the Red Bull Bragantino 5-year plan. And you can see he starts off as a bit of a rough diamond. Current ability of 99. He has good technique, good dribbling, good finishing. First touch is there. Anticipation, bravery, composure, flair, vision, work rate. All the things you would expect from a Brazilian wonder kid. His strength and stamina cause a little issue. But in terms of his acceleration and his pace, he's a quick and dynamic player. I think he will slot in nicely to our lineup, considering we are playing with that strikerless tactic, and I think he will go well for the team. He also came in as a bit of a bargain, really. If we go and look at how much we paid, paying £4 million, it's a bit of a snip. We know what he can develop into, so very, very happy to have Lazaro on board. When we go and look at the next player, Luca Netz is a player that I also covered on a Wonder Kids list. He became a Wonder Kid, I believe, on the 21.4 update. We couldn't actually sign him on a permanent deal for some reason. He had turned us down when we went to the negotiate contract stage. I think he is a development player that we're going to look to be signing in the future. Hopefully we can have him on loan for the season and then turn that into a permanent deal later on down the line. Another German left back. You can see that he has raw ability in terms of his tackling, dribbling, first touch, technique, aggression, determination of 18 is always fantastic. He has good work rate, good off the ball, positioning and teamwork. And his physicals are only going to get better at the age of 17. He has good strength at 13, pace of 14, acceleration of 14. And knowing what he becomes in this game, we have bagged ourselves a bit of a bargain on a free for the first season. And hopefully not too expensive going forwards. The next player on our list is Lucas Farnberger. He is another player who is going to slot in as our second under-21 Austrian player to please Dietrich Mateschitz. He, again, is a raw potential player, current ability of 93, but he has all the assets to make it as a central midfielder in our team. So he has good long shots, passing, technique, aggression, vision, work rate, determination and decisions. In terms of his physicals, it needs padding out in terms of strength and stamina, acceleration, natural fitness, pace, though, are all good. What we're going to look to do is maybe drop him back into our reserve team, have him play some reserve team games to build him up gradually, throw him in for the first teams for the cup games, and hopefully build him into a bit of a special player. And the final player that we have bought is Nicolo Armini. He's another one that I've covered on a Wonder Kids list, so you're seeing a pattern here. He has a current ability of 104 at the start of the game. We have just paid £6.5 million for him, and I really see him as a long-term replacement for Upamecano. When you look at his raw stats, he has good tackling, marking, passing, heading. He has good aggression, anticipation, determination, leadership, positioning, teamwork, and work rate. He also has good acceleration, agility, balance, natural fitness, stamina, and strength. I think really when he develops into a player in this game, he really becomes a player. He's going to be a special centre-back, and as I said, a bit of a long-term project, and I think Upamecano's long-term replacement. One of the other key things that we were looking to do in this save is to utilise the affiliate club system. So with RB Leipzig, they do have quite a lot of affiliate clubs. You can see they have Goa out in India, which is a mutually beneficial relationship, and the presence of RB Leipzig within India will be a major benefit to merchandise sales. Not really one that we'll look to utilise. We have the New York Red Bulls. We have first option to buy players from the Red Bulls in New York. In practice, it means that once a player is bid and accepted by the New York Red Bulls, a bid of the same value from Leipzig must also be accepted, and it's up to the player then to decide their future. Partnership is a long-term deal. The presence of Leipzig within the United States is a benefit to all merchandise sales, and the clubs share scout in knowledge as well. So if they find a player, we can find a player, and it just works that we throw them in the pool. If we have a little look at the New York Red Bulls, unfortunately I don't have the MLS loaded, so in terms of poaching talent from them straight away, it means we can't do that unless there is a player there that is exceptional. I had a little look, there's nothing really in terms of the current squad. What we can do is lean on them in the future if they get some of those Wonder Kids come through. They have brilliant training and youth facilities, so if they start to develop a string of American Wonder Kids, we'll have first access to those. The next club on the list of affiliates is the New York Red Bull Academy. So again, any of those kids that come through from the academy will go into our first team. We have a deal with Red Bull Bragantino. So we have first option to sign players from Bragantino, same as with the New York Red Bulls. Partnership again is long term, and we share scouting knowledge and also will benefit from merchandise sales. They are a team of interest to me. I have done a series on my channel called the 5-year plan, where we look at Bragantino and see how good they can become and how quickly they can become good. There are a few players there of note that I would like to take to the club. You can see that Claudinho is highlighted in red. He's a player that I looked at, but at this point in time, I don't think it's a good fit. He's quite a high value player to Bragantino, so we're going to leave him there and see what develops, knowing that if another club does come in, we can match that bid anyway. Might be one to keep in mind for the future. The other affiliate club that we have is Red Bull Salzburg, and now this is the one that is going to fit in really with where this under-21s theme is going. Maybe we can poach a few players from them or give them a few of the under-21s to develop for us. The only player of note that we really looked at here was Karim Adiemi. Again, he's a young player who, if we could get hold of at this point of his career, would probably be good for us. But we're going to leave him with Salzburg for the moment, as they are trying to negotiate a big fee with us, which affiliates don't really work in that sense. I feel that if we were to go to Salzburg and lean on them, they should really be accepting a little bit more money than they were asking for. But it doesn't really matter. We're going to try and still use Salzburg wherever we can for those kinds of deals. And then the last one is Red Bull Brazil, and they are a small club out in Brazil playing the lower leagues, and their primary objective is to develop Brazilian kids, pass them on to Bragantino, and then hopefully Bragantino will pass them on to us. So we did have a look at the affiliate clubs, but really there's no point in taking players from them at this stage. We will just be using that in the future. One more player that we have acquired the services of is Gabriel Brazau. He's a player that I've featured on a Wonder Kids list as well, and we know that he is going to develop into a brilliant goalkeeper further down the line, maybe as a replacement to Galaxy when he is moved on. We have purchased him to come in July of 2021, so looking forward to that move happening. You can see via his history that Inter had actually paid 5.5 million for him and loaned him out to 2 different Spanish clubs. We have now swooped in and managed to get him on a deal worth 2.5 million up front and £5 million overall. I think he's going to be a bit of a bargain once we get into the latter stages of the game and he develops really well as a goalkeeper. The last thing for us to look up before we wrap up this episode is the club's finances. You can see that we have actually put quite a big dent in that overall balance, reducing it to 36.2 million. We spent all of the original transfer budget that was allowed to us, apart from 313,000. We have a wage budget that now is £1.4 million, and we are spending 1.37 of that. So a little bit of room there to bring somebody else in, or if we can move somebody else on, then maybe that opens up another little bit of investment there. But I think we're set up well to start the season, and I'm very much looking forward to pushing on. So we're going to wrap up the in-match footage there before we move on into the next episode where we are going to be playing our first games. Okay, so that wraps up the transfer special for players who have come into the club. We currently haven't moved any on. If you've enjoyed that, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you've got any comments, leave them down below. What do you think of the new signings? Any of them take your eye? Any of them you think are going to go on and become world beaters? Or have we signed a load of massive duds? Whatever you think, leave that in the comments box down below. I always look forward to reading those. So, a big thank you for watching. I've been Frankly FM84, and until the next one, take care and stay safe.